Alrighty, we've got another installment here on the Special Educator series. This one is going to be another tips and tricks entry. This one is going to be about taking tests. It doesn't really matter if they're quizzes or in-class tests or even standardized tests for that matter. This is a bit of conditioning and training that I taught myself over the years, and then I passed it along to a number of students. And I think this might help some of you out there, so I'm just going to post it here. I'm your host, Tom Hankins, instructor, tutor, consultant, and musician. Let's get business out of the way. Our motto is critical thinking with a twist, and how you can find us and reach out to us is as follows. Our website is tsegrp.org. Again, tsegrp.org. Emailing myself or anybody else that's hosting is host@tsegrp.org. Again, host@tsegrp.org. Facebook and X, we lucked out there at tsegrp. Again, at tsegrp for Facebook and X. YouTube, at tsedgrp. Again, at tsedgrp. Instagram is the whole thing, the Special Educator. Again, the Special Educator. Before we get going on this, calls to action, my animated icons at the bottom of the screen for those of you that can't see. They're prompting you to like, follow, subscribe, get notified, ask any questions, or please offer any comments. The liking alone is the big one. That really helps the algorithm at least getting off the ground. All right, I'm going to turn the music off here because this one's a little bit more important. This one, I can turn this off too. You know who I am and where to find me. Taking tests. Sensitive subject for a lot of people, actually. I'm not really sure how this came about, but I followed a couple of 3 simple rules when it comes to taking tests. Obviously, the first bit of advice is prepare the best you can for it. That's not always possible. I get it. But if you can prepare by reviewing your notes, anything in the book that you need to reference that you're hung up on, you want to just, if you're going to study, my advice is this. If you're limited for time, study what you are weakest on first. The stuff that you have the most trouble understanding is where you want to put your work. You're only as good as your weakest link. That's the easiest way to look at it. So you want to take what you are weakest on and build that up continually. And don't wait till the last minute. It just makes it that much harder. So whether you've studied or whether you've crammed in a panic, or regardless of how well you get prepared for the test, there comes one other thing before you walk in the classroom and you're expected, or any environment, expected to fill out answers for a question. If you go in nervous, wound up, highly anxious about it, you're more than likely going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes anyway, but you're going to make more mistakes, and you're probably going to make more dumb mistakes, things that could easily have been corrected. So my suggestion is, before you walk into the classroom, just let it all go. Let it all go. Don't get yourself wound up. Shake it off. Take a deep breath. Do whatever you need to do to loosen up, and just take a deep breath and let all the tension go, as much of it as you can, because up until that point, there's nothing else you can do Once you walk into that classroom, that's going to prepare you any further. So the only thing you can do is put yourself in the mental frame of mind to do the test and do it as well as you can. When it comes to the test, here's my advice. Here's where the rubber meets the road. You're going to come across, I'm going to say, 3 different general categorizations of questions, and your ability to answer them is going to be categorized as follows. There are things that you just know. We'll call this the easy stuff. These are the gimmies, the stuff that you can just, without a doubt, you know you've got down, okay? My advice is to finish those off first, because if you're stumped on something, you're wasting time. It is a time-sensitive thing usually, so get out of the way what is the easiest to get out of the way. The second level is stuff that you think you know, but you're not 100% certain on. And then the last category is stuff where you just throw your hands up in the air. You really don't know where to go from there. So I just mentioned the stuff that you know very well. You'll find it as you're answering some of those questions, you may find a prompt or a trigger or something that just sparks the memory about things that answer one of the 2 other classifications of tests. Things that you know, you think you know, but you're not sure on. You might rely on the stuff that you know to help you out, and vice versa. It keeps moving along. So you always want to go back, and if you find something that you don't know, you can make a mental note, come back to it. If you find something you're already working on that you got the answer for and it prompts you to it, kind of go back to it. You can make little tick marks on the test page just off to the side to remind you, category 1, 2, or 3, or A, B, and C, or whatever you want to do. Roman numerals, number of dots, I don't really care. But the point is you got to organize it. And time management is crucial. So I'm going to review. Prepare as best you can. Before you walk into the class, before you take the test, let the tension go. Do the best you can to just relax, a little breathing, just let it go, focus on something else. And when you get into the test, you've got 3 general groups: stuff you know, stuff you think you know, and stuff you just, at best, you're going to guess at it. Work in order from what you do know the most about to what you know the least about, and hopefully along the lines it'll kind of work itself out. Put little marks on the side if you need to remind yourself to come back to stuff, whatever you can do, but don't waste time getting stuck in a problem and getting nervous. It's a lot easier just polish through it in those levels. I hope that definitely helps. I'm going to bring the music back up here a little bit before we sign out on this one. Hope all goes well with this advice. Once again, I am Tom Hankins, your host. I am a chief cook and bottle washer around here. I'm pretty much doing everything myself, but that's cool. I'm an instructor, tutor, consultant, and musician. And one more time before we go out, best way to reach us, find us, do whatever we're doing. His website is tsegrp.org. Again, tsegrp.org. Emailing us, host@tsegrp.org. Again, tsegrp.org. Facebook and X are the same, at TSEGRP. Again, at TSEGRP. YouTube, at TSEDGRP. Again, at TSEDGRP. And Instagram is The Special Educator. Again, spell it all the way out for you, The Special Educator. Once again, I'm Tom Hankins. Sign off. Hopefully you folks out there find this information useful. Please like, follow, subscribe, anything you can to let me know. I'm going to bring us back up here before I say goodbye for this one. Peace. Hope everything finds you well. Keep learning, and let's have a little fun along the way. Take care, everybody.